If you enjoy these videos and would like to support me, TE, and also get some behind the scenes content, please consider joining Patreon. Today you find me in Kent. We're staying on Dungeness Marsh, east coast of Kent, and just a bit up the coast from where we're staying is Romney Sands holiday park, but that's nothing to do what this video is today. That's where we started our journey. We parked in this little car park here at Romney Sands station on the Romney Highway from Dunchurch Railway, but at 15-inch narrow gauge action. And we left Mum in the car there, and me and the cameraman walked down the road, kept walking, looking at all these houses, kept going, and we went over this bridge here, over one of the bridges over the Romney Highway and Dunchurch Railway. We took a immediate right, and we went up through this estate, a bit of car spotting as you do. Then this little track here, we went up between the back of these houses, and loads of guys keep the caravans up the back of the houses up this little track. Looks quite interesting. Anyway, we kept going round the back of the caravan site, and we got to this little bridge here, and this is where I'll start off my video. Right, we've come to Dungeness Sound Mirrors. This is a starter. We've still got to walk a bit to it yet. I've just walked through a housing estate and looked at lots of derelict cars. It's been quite interesting. But they were built from 1928 to 1935, and it was the early warning system of approaching aircraft coming over the channel to here, because we're right on the east coast of Kent at RSPV. I've got my woolly hat on because it's cold, but you can see behind me here there's a big long one, but we've got to walk that way to get across to the island. It's hard going on these stones across to the island. It's tough going. I'm only going slow just so I don't scratch my brogues. I've polished them this morning. I'd like to say it's actually my birthday, the 23rd of May.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dee. Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Here's the first one. It's like a big dish. It's like Drodwell Bank in Cheshire. Right, so the three sound mirrors behind me, well, to my left hand there, there's different periods of being built, I should say first. The one in the middle is the smallest, what's 20 foot, was built first. That was number one. Then they built the other two in 1930s, because it was like 1928 to 1935. And the other two, the one on the right, what's like a big dish pan, like Drodwell Bank in Cheshire. It's designed like that in my head. That's 30 foot. And then there's a big sound wall, what's 200 foot. So the sound wall, what's 200 foot, had mics right round it, so it could listen. The first one in the middle, what they built first, the 20 foot one, had another wall in front of it, what would move around the dish to listen. And then the 30 foot one, the one on the right, had a little bit at the bottom where a man would sit, and it'd have a massive version of a doctor's stethoscope, and he'd listen. And it had a pole that went right up and went round the dish pan of the dish, the sound mirror, so he could listen. But they were only tested and they were never used in active World War II. So they were defunct really before they even began. But what's interesting, why I've come down here to the east coast of Kent, I've come down here bashing narrow gauge steam. well, the Romney Hive and Dunchurch Railway actually had a line across from their line to here to bring the materials to build these sound mirrors. So that's quite interesting. So this book I bought when I was actually on holiday down there, the Romney Then and Now book. I actually got it for my birthday, my mum got it me. It's got a great section about the sound mirrors in it and the little line he did off to build them. So in the 1930s, Britain pioneered echolocation using large concrete dishes to focus the sound approaching ships and planes. 3 such sound mirror structures were built. In order to reach the site, a 1/4-mile branch line was laid to transport the building materials. The junction can be seen in this picture. See, there you go, look. So you can see all the barbed wire for the war, because they used the Romney Hive and Dunchurch in the war, and they had a train with a gun and everything, all armour. But look, behind there is the branch line. Behind the wartime barbed wire barrier, yeah, what I just explained there, the range of sound mirrors was only about 20 miles, and the coastal housing development in front of the mirrors interfered with its effectiveness. By 1938, development of radar rendered the project obsolete. However, all 3 mirrors still exist today and are listed national monuments. And this is like an old gravel pit. This is what's filled in water. Because it might be one of Captain Howie's, who's the founder of Romney Hive and Dunchurch, because he had gravel pits on it, but I don't know if it's this one or not. Because they were developed to extract shingle. The railway transported shingle on trains running in the early morning, initially to Hive, where large hoppers were built after the war. And new offloading ramp was built in New Romney. All traffic ceased in 1951. And the line lifted. Much of the track bed has never been built over, and today most can be still seen. So when we walked down there at the beginning of the video, that must have been the line what went under. The narrow gauge went underneath the big main line what came across, because this is the one what went to Lid on the sea. It's the line on top, and then obviously the narrow gauge went underneath. That's the Simplex logo with all the hoppers up. It's pretty good, isn't it? So there you go. Good book, that. Originally this wasn't here, and it was all shingle like the rest of it is, what you saw me walking on before. Now it's a wildlife park. Look, there's little baby ducks. You've got to go and look at. She had 10 baby ducks. She even waited in the middle to the other. There were 2 like slow ones at the back. So yeah, it's a wildlife park though, RSPB wildlife park that T.E.'s mum's a member of. And there's actually a centre behind me across where the cameraman and T.E.'s mum went yesterday. So yeah. So I'm stood on a big metal bridge, what's currently shut, and I think it's been shut a few years because they have special open days where they were opening to go across. But I think they've got it shut because I can spy on the 30-foot sound mirror that there's been a bit of graffiti, a bit of young scroats being over there messing around, so they've permanently shut it. Till they have open days, but we might have to come back down on a special day trip from Cumbria, from the north, to come and have a look at them. But I believe David Bleasdale's been here, not so related to Alan Bleasdale. And he's coming down soon to Hive to come on holiday. He likes Kent. You wouldn't have thought that David Bleasdale would like Kent, but you never know, you might bump into him. I was like, oh, next time we come, we might bump into him. Right, we best get back to T.E.'s man. We've left her at Romney Sands station, just outside the caravan site there, in Olivia, the BMW E36. And we'll get back, we'll get down all this shingle and through the housing estate. Was quite interesting, it's full of derelict cars, back on road and then walk up. It's quite a bit of a walk back, so let's get on the job. What we've walked before, and now we're going to walk back through it, is an old railway line, and I think, TE theory here, this is the old Appledore to New Romney standard gauge line. What actually down there would have had the Lyd-on-Sea station, because Lyd had 2 stations, Lyd and Lyd-on-Sea, and I think this is the line, this, behind us. Actually, tune in next Monday at 8 PM to watch the video I've done on Lyd Station, because it's all derelict, but it's still there, but there's a line through for it because they have nuclear traffic. That's coming up next week.